Over the years that I have made all kinds of creative things, I've worked in graphic arts, I've worked in fiber, and I'm now working in clay. And most people who see that work would say I really understand color. And I do understand color when it comes to picking colors that go together and work together, but when it comes to mixing colors, that is an entirely different story. If I had to mix paint for a room, I might mix 40 gallons before I get to the right color. So that's why it's very lucky I can go to the store with a color chip and through their magic formulas they can mix a color. But my life has been a constant journey of trying to learn more about color. And my most recent step on this journey was to use this book, Polymer Clay Color Inspirations, Techniques and Jewelry Projects for Creating Successful Palettes. And I went through this book, which is full of many exercises that Lindley and Maggie have put together to learn more about color. The first exercise in the book involves making a collage of pictures that have colors that you really like. And this is the collage that I made for the first exercise. From a whole bunch of photos torn out of books, I put this together picking colors that I like. The rest of the book is about trying to figure out which red, which blue, and which yellow could be mixed to make these colors. The first challenge after making the collage was to determine what shade of red, blue, and yellow I would need to mix the colors on that collage. And I work in Primo clay, and this is fuchsia and this is cad red, and neither one of those would create the colors in my collage. So I needed to find what combination of these two would, and it ended up being 1 part cad red and 1 part fuchsia to create this red that was the red I needed to use to mix the colors. I went through the same process with the blue and mixed ultramarine and cobalt to make the blue I would use. Then I mixed the yellows. This is cad yellow and zinc yellow to create the yellow I would use. So I had a red, a blue, a yellow that I could use to mix the colors in my collage. After I determined the formula for the colors for my red, my blue, and my yellow, I made this amazing color spider here. And this uses my yellow, my blue, and my red, and mixes them together in combinations so that I have somewhat of a guide to know how the colors mix together. The colors in this are a combination of the blue and the yellow. With each step, there is less and less blue and more yellow. And that's repeated over and over till you get this guide that gives you an idea of all the possible mixtures. I've completed every exercise in the book except the last one. So now I am ready for the last great adventure, which is called Putting It All Together. And this involves taking everything I've learned from all the exercises in this book to create a design and cover a wooden box. And that's where the last step of my adventure will be. My design for the wooden box is inspired by a heritage garden I saw at the Chicago Botanical Gardens. The garden is laid out to show different types of plantings and how they were done in historic gardens. And in those gardens, all similar plants of the same family were together. All the ferns were together, all the blooming plants were together, going around this garden to show how those were done. So that is the inspiration for the box. So I plan to have each side of the box reflect a different type of plant, and some of the design will curve around the edge to the next side to show how gardens evolved and were inspired. The top of the box will be a fantasy garden with color and texture, a garden just imagined in my mind. And it's all about what I learned about color and the inspiration I got from the Chicago Botanical Gardens. And I hope you find some inspiration to create in this.